Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Knitique in Elk Grove, California, and KnitiqueYarns.com, coming to you live on this very blustery weather of a Thursday. We've had some mildly colder weather than expected for February in Northern California. The wind is what really gets me, though. Like, we're not normally this windy. It normally fades by now. The video is not.
We have people watching.
I'm refreshing my screen. Maybe that will make it so I can see you guys. Oh, there we go.
Technology is cold also.
It probably is. Technology does not like to be cold, actually.
No, it does not.
I mean, that's why cars in states that are notoriously cold come with block heaters. Because the technology of your car doesn't like to be cold either. It will not start. It says nope. So we will start off with talking about our grand prize, which is Danielle's pattern Vinho Verde. Originally written as a convertible wrap with this fun stripe sequence of sheer and opaque. We have paired it with enough yardage to do a scarf width, so about half as wide, in the lusciously soft Concept by Katia Cashmina, which is 317 yards of 68% virgin wool, 22% polyamide, 10% cashmere. And I'm going to tell you guys, that feels like way more cashmere than 10%.
It's super nice to work with because I did a cowl out of it that's an upcoming class.
If I'd have had to guess, I'd have said 50% cashmere. Oh, you're going to have to tell them about Sonata because UPS is here.
Oh, more boxes, everyone. So this one is Sonata, which is also very soft. Let me turn it around and find the label.
I don't know where that came from.
I can't read it. 35 cotton, 25 viscose, 20 silk, and 20 polyamide. And oh, so soft. And it gives you a subtle striping effect. Oh yeah, here, Karen's purple top is out of Sonata right there. So you can see how the color stripes all by itself. Okay, whoops, I'm trying to shrink it back down. There we go.
He had a smiley face on his hand.
Really?
Yeah, like somebody drew a smiley face on his hand.
Oh, cute. Does he have kids?
I don't know. I've never asked him. Would you like to chase the UPS man
No.
and ask him about his family life?
No.
We can ask Patsy later.
I know,
That's
right?
her grandson. Okay, so did you tell them about how they get entered into the grand
I did
prize?
not get that
Okay.
far.
So how you get entered to win this luscious combo is every time you make a purchase from the 16th through the 28th of February, you get one entry. It's cumulative, so if you purchase 5 times, you get 5 entries. If you purchase 10 times, you get 10 entries. And we will draw to see who the lucky winner is on Wednesday, March 1st.
And right behind Anna is the sample in real life. There we go. I'll zoom in for you guys.
Live and in person. Well, so
And,
if you guys are local,
yeah.
you can come see it live and in person.
And that bag says it all because, you know, cats.
Right? And then this one's for your days that you got up on the wrong side of the bed.
Nope, not today.
Sorry, I can't quite go rogue and get you guys a link for that.
I'll put it in the collective later.
Okay, so then we have for the daily prize a really fun and fast hat pattern. This is Farmstead Falls. It is a bulky weight pattern done with this like garter rib pattern. You're switching between like knit 3, purl 3, and then the other row is purl 3, knit 3. So it gives you this like almost ribbed look. And then we've paired it with the other half of that beautiful skein of bocce from yesterday. So that is easily enough to make a hat. You'll probably have a little bit left over, so you could make it slouchier if you wanted, which you just keep going for another inch or 2 before you start the decreases to make it slouchier. Very easy.
Lynn, I saw your message. I don't remember what the doggy one says. Is it nearby?
Here.
Anna is getting one.
The dog one's the same on both sides. Yes. The dog one is be cool. My dog is judging you. Which you know, that's true too. Dogs are a great judge of character.
True.
Like for those of you who are dating, if you bring the guy over and your dog is growling at him the whole night,
Get rid of him.
Nope. And that's a problem.
Yep.
Dogs and babies, great judges of character.
This is true.
Weirdest aside, but it's so totally true. Okay, so how you get entered into the daily drawing. Thank you, Eileen. This is a jacket a friend gave me. So you get entered by interacting with the video. If you react with all these fabulous bubbles down here, then you get 1 entry per reaction. If you comment on the video, then you're going to get 5 entries per comment. And then if you share the video with this handy little arrow in the corner to your friends, to your stories, you can message it to someone, you can share it in a group. Just make sure you follow group rules. Don't get yourself kicked out of groups because you're trying to share the knitting love. Some people don't want to be loved. It's okay. So then you just come back to the video and comment shared to and where. And then you will get 11 entries per share. Don't worry, mine don't count. So then we come over to our handy dandy comment picker and see, based off of yesterday's video interactions, who our lucky winner is.
Melanie Goldish, congratulations.
Oh, Melanie, you'll whip this out. This is an easy peasy one.
You could be considered semi-local. You pop in sometimes.
Hey, she'll be here for stitches.
Oh, there you go. You can pick it up then.
I mean, I think she's only here for like 1 day, but still
Well,
you still might have time to pop by.
Yeah, pop by and visit us over here at the boutique after you visit Stitches.
Yeah, come say
So,
hi to Susan.
yep, I will be here in the store. So if you want to stop by, that's awesome. Let us know you have a prize in the cabinet and we will get it out. And if you are unable to stop by, next time you make a purchase, tell us in the notes you have a prize and we will include it in your pretty pink package. That was almost wanted to be a tongue twister. We still have some blue heron rayon metallic.
Oh, that yarn is so lovely.
I do love this yarn. I am very glad we found it again.
I'm still a little in shock that it's still been out there this whole time. and
I
nobody
know.
knew.
We didn't know.
Oh, darn it. That's what I was afraid of, Melanie, is that you wouldn't have time for both. She wants to, but not
Just
here for long enough.
just take a later flight. It's okay.
I think only certain flights fell into the, budget price range,
I
Some of those
suppose.
flights, just because of the time of the day, are twice as much money. I'm like, I know it's 'cause
crazy.
everybody wants to fly at a certain time of day, but really, twice as much money? It costs
It's
you the same amount to fly that plane.
Right.
Same amount.
Don't get it.
Supply and demand is a cruel, cruel creature.
Very-
Okay, I'm super excited because I get to show you guys one of the fabulous accessories that we are bringing to Stitches. Oh, I know what it is.
Are you rainbow ordering?
Huh?
Are you
No,
rainbow?
I was trying to make sure I had them all, and I'm like, I'm missing one. It's because I stuck it on the mannequin.
Oh, okay.
So, I guess we'll start with the one on the mannequin since I misplaced it. But we are fully stocked on the beautiful handmade leather scarf cuffs. These are made right here in Northern California. They are cut and then they are hand dyed, hand molded into the flower shape, and then they are hand attached with it's a hand tool, but and then they attach the snaps and so that you can snap it and have it secure your scarf. I love the sound that snaps make when you pop
I know.
them. Like sometimes they pop when you put them together, and then they pop when you pull them apart. They dye both the front and the back, so you're getting a better finish to the color. And one of the things that's really cool about these is the more you wear them, the leather gets more soft and supple, so it gets more flexible. It gains character, basically, the more you use it. And so you can wrap your scarves a variety of different ways, and then just wrap it around. Snap it, and voila, your scarf is held in place. In this case, the scarf was, of course, already held in place, but sometimes it just adds that nice little detail. It's like a polishing touch. It's like adding your jewelry on in the morning. Like your dress was cute by itself, but wasn't it a little cuter with the necklace?
You get function and form.
Right? So that is the champagne rosette of the scarf cuffs. In the rosettes, we also have, in the black bands, we have the purple or violet.
My favorite.
I love these. They're basically like how yarn is, that there's dye lots. So some batches, the flowers are darker. Oh, we're frozen on my end. Hopefully it's just me. Some batches, the flowers are darker. Some they're lighter. You can see the hand-dyed effect that you're getting a little bit lighter in the petals, and some spot darker in others. So I love that every single one is unique. Like you could have two purple ones next to each other and they're not exactly the same.
Each one really is unique.
And unlike with yarn, the dye lots don't really matter because you're not trying to line them up and not have stripes. Nancy, I think you might need one. The nice thing with these, so this is going to be so fun at Stitches, because the nice thing with these, it's a small item, doesn't take up a lot of room, and it's not an expensive item. So it's, you know, that one more thing that you can afford to snag. So then we have the beautiful turquoise, which I love this one. A little bit of the natural color kind of shows through the dye a little bit in this color, so you get like these really pretty warm highlights. Sorry, hopefully the leaf blower guy will go away shortly. Because I'm like, can you guys even hear me over him?
Right?
Nancy, I don't remember if yours went out because I have shipped so many packages that I don't know whose I've shipped at this point. Oh good, Melanie said you guys can still hear over the leaf blower because he is hanging out in this corner for some reason and I don't know why. I'm like, dude,
he's really loud.
Move along. We're trying to talk about fabulous things here, people.
Ooh, this one's pretty.
Boss Lady's favorite, of course, is the pink. Actually, she really likes the champagne too.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say it's probably 50-50 between the champagne and the pink of which one she would pick as her favorite. Because champagne, of course, goes with everything. Oops. But the pink, of course, goes with lots of pink. I'll bring the champagne one back over just so you guys can see all the colors.
I love the dye job on this one. You've got the little streaks right there.
Yeah, it's like even the black has shine and shadow to it, because I know you guys know this, but not everybody knows this. Cows don't come in one finish. They're thick and thin, they're smooth and rough. Like, they are
a mixed bag.
Unique. Even on the same piece of, my dad used to do some leather tooling stuff. Like, my mom had a wallet and a purse that I can remember, and like the purse, the back of the bag was darker than the front, and it was all one piece of leather. Like, it wrapped around the bottom and around, but you know, leather doesn't come perfectly even. Good morning, Stephanie. And then last but not least of the rosettes, we have the gorgeous red, which always reminds me of like a California poppy Like it has that really cheerful flower vibe to it. Red is of course usually my favorite because I like red. Yeah, Melanie, I like the black bands because they also go with everything. So they let the flower pop out as being unique, and then they tie in, like usually you tie in the color of the flower with your scarf. Like I could put either the pink or the red with this scarf because of the orangey tones. And it would go like, there's the pink.
Pretty.
And then, don't go away. There's the red. Because you can see like this side.
Yeah, that
I'm
side.
looking on the camera. It's opposite. There's like more of a red pink up here. So it's like the flower color can coordinate with your scarf, and then the black is just a little contrast. So that is all 5 beautiful colors of the rosettes. Thank you for sharing, Nancy. So I'm just going to scoot them over a little bit because we also have the braids, which that is what I am wearing, is one of the slate braids. So you can see it's the slate is this beautiful charcoal gray. And the braids are my favorite because they are kind of a subtle, goes with everything with just a little character. But what I love about them is there's magic to it. Like, how is this a braid when the ends are connected? So it's just this really cool trick that they do while the leather is still wet to be able to braid it. It looks like people doing origami. You're like, what? How did you
How do you? I haven't figured it out yet.
This and poof, there's a braid. Like, it's magical. And then that's what I have on is the slate gray braid. And I want to show you guys a trick too. This is for when your scarf is a little thin like mine is. So let me unhook it so I can show you. But like on mine, also I didn't want this tail hanging out. But so you take and you put your scarf cuff around. And then you take the tail and come in through the top and pull it down. Accidentally stuck it through the scarf, so like into the fabric. So I'm like, I can't find the tail. I lost it. Okay, if you lose it, start over.
Easier said than done.
And normally this goes so easy.
I know, it's not too bad. Yeah, right.
Okay, there we go. Don't let go of it. That's the trick. And you pull it down through and tuck it to the back, which of course now I'm not in front of a mirror, so I can't see if I've got it tucked in the right spot.
Looks good.
But you tuck it to the back so no one can see that tail, but it secures it even more. So on your thinner stuff, fingering weight, lace weight, that's a really skinny scarf, that fills in the space in the scuff. There's scuffs now.
I have to tuck mine in that way a lot because a lot of my projects are fingering weight. They're skinny.
Mini stuff.
You just tuck it through. That gives you an extra layer in there.
Hi, Everly.
Hi, Everly.
And if you have tiny humans, these would probably fit them as bracelets.
Yeah.
They almost fit me as a bracelet, but not quite. My wrists aren't quite that scrawny chicken.
Just a little too adult-sized.
Right, Melanie? Who doesn't like a little jewelry to go with their knitting?
Right? Oh,
then
that one's
we
pretty.
have the caramel braid, which is this beautiful, warm milk chocolate color. And I'll show you the difference between a well-loved scarf cuff and a new one. So like, you know, you can kind of see it's flexible, but like it wants to hold its shape. Then there's mine, which is very flexible and will just flop back down. I'll worry about tucking that tail back in later because I'm so good at doing that on camera when I'm not looking in a mirror. We're not going to do that again live and in person. So that is the full beautiful array of the handmade scarf cuffs. Yes, Danielle is correct. They patina with age and get better and better. They get softer, the colors shift, like it just keeps getting more and more amazing the more you use them. And because they're metal snaps, they don't tend to wear out. If you somehow magically do something to break it, I think we've had, out of the hundreds we've sold, I think we've had one get broken. Send it back to us. The gal's very nice. She will replace your snap. But you have to be, like, I think they had, like, their dog chew on it.
Oh, no.
Like, there was help that was unnatural in the breaking of the scarf pattern. That's cute. Everly says, hi, Melanie, do you want a chip? I love that she's trying to share over Facebook. That's so cute. Oh, I have the champagne one.
Oh.
It was just upside down.
Okay.
Oh, whatever works.
Surprise.
Okay, so let me change my link out because there are other amazing things that are from this same vendor that are
Melanie.
going to be at Stitches. And this next one, there are new colors even.
What's everybody's favorite color? We know mine, purple.
You have quite a few of these, though.
I do. I probably have almost every color.
I feel like the only one you haven't gotten is red,
right?
Because you seem to have an allergy to red.
I was going to say, guess which one I don't have?
Okay, I'm super excited for these because there are new colors. There it is. I'm going to show my favorite new one first.
New colors are exciting. Oh my God, that's pretty. I'll wait till you're ready.
Trying to get all the numbers.
Purple and champagne. Okay. Almost there, folks.
There we go. Nice and pretty. These are the row counter chains, which are, for me, they are an absolute game changer for row counting because I always forget to click the row counter or tally mark my paper, because that's a step that involves looking away from the knitting or crochet and turning back. And so with the row counter chain, you put it on your work, and so every time you come to it, it's this reminder, oh yeah, move your row counter. So these have 1 through 10 on them. They have a ring that fits up to a size 10 needle between each number. So for knitting, what you do is you place the ring on your needle. Let me grab a needle, actually. So you place the ring on your needle, and then as you're knitting across and you come to it, you take it off. So like right now, I was on row 2, so then I take it off and I move the ring up to the ring above the 3, and now I've marked that I'm on row 3. And then if you have repeats, like if it says repeat the pattern 3 times, you take this little bulb pin, and okay, you've repeated it twice, so you put it in the ring above the 2. And then you know, so you can be on row 5 and know you've repeated it twice, all with the same tool. And it makes it very easy to remember to do, because every time you have to move the marker, you're moving it anyways, so it's easier for your brain to go, oh yeah, move it up 1.
I use it as my beginning of round, and as I come up to it on my left needle, I just take my right needle and dip it down into the next ring for the next number, slip it over, and keep going.
We're gonna have to video that and show them, because it's like I do it with this little like flick technique. So I'm like, we should do videos, because we probably all do it slightly different. And then for the crocheters, this is how I do it, is you pin the chain to your fabric on the number that you're on. So you pin it to the end of the row, on, so I just finished row 3, so I'll pin it in the ring for row 3. And when I say the end of the row, let me take my scarf off because it is a crochet scarf. So, see which direction this is going. So I would have just finished this row ending right here. So you take the chain off from just finishing right here and you put it on this side. So let's say I just finished row 3. I've already got the pin in 3. I would pin it right here. And the reason you do it at the end or the beginning of the row you just did is so that when you come back and crochet across here, you come to the pin, you see it, and go, oh yeah, let me move this. So then you move it up one and put it on the other side.
I have to do this with safety pins to mark the beginning and end of my row, and this is an awesome way to keep track of your rows.
Shannon, it really doesn't get tangled in the yarn. You'd have more potential for that in crochet than knitting, but with knitting it ends up, I know this is crochet, but it ends up hanging kind of like this. So half of it's in front of your work, half of it's in back. And so it definitely does not get tangled up. I have not had it get tangled up.
Mm-mm.
Melanie said like a golf stroke counter. I've never seen those. Do they come this pretty? So let me put this back at the top because they always come with the pin at the top. This is the rainbow iridescent color. This is a brand new color. We haven't had this one before, so you can see like if I take, you get sometimes it flashes a little more gold, a little more pink, a little more blue. Very shimmery, and you know, it's like our chandeliers in a row counter.
For sure.
I'm like, instead of iridescent, maybe we should call it crystal. So that is the iridescent. We have one other color that is a new one that is gold mirror, because we all like a little gold too. Gold is so popular right now too. So you can see the numbers are really crisp and clear on the gold. And I don't know about you guys, I like to coordinate my accessories to my projects. So, you know, you have to have a color that's appropriate to go with your project. So I have more than one of these, plus how many of us only have one project going at a time?
Mine definitely coordinate with the project.
Right? So it's like you need them to coordinate, you need multiple ones because none of us are only making one thing. Danielle said, I forgot about gold. Yeah, see, I knew you would really like these two. I feel like it's a toss-up of which one is a favorite because they're both so
pretty
and happy and pretty. And then for stitches and for here, we're making sure that we have plenty of the favorite colors. I know some of you guys were waiting on these because we were out of the color you wanted. This is the purple glitter, which is kind of an indigo or blurple blue violet. And these, they hand paint to fill in the numbers so that they're nice and crisp and easy to read. This one's like a starry night. It's so glittery and gorgeous.
Definitely purple.
Right?
I might have a few of these from...
Because you might have a purple problem?
No, it's not a problem. No, not a problem at all.
It was just fun to say because of the alliteration of purple problem.
It's an addiction.
They say the first step is admitting you have a problem, but there's no reason you have to go further than that.
This is true.
I have the addiction. I admit it. I'm done now.
We're going to walk this way and I'll show you more things. Ooh, pretty.
Then we have the pink glitter, which is like a magenta pink. I'm trying to turn all the numbers over for you guys. So 1 through 10, again, hand painted. Ooh, I like that, Danielle. Purple passion. You have a purple passion.
I do.
I'm ending up with packaging everywhere. Hold on, there we go. Good morning, Chris. And then last but not least, we have the neutral. I'm gonna call this one the neutral one. It's the goes with everything color. This is the original wood 1 through 10. And what's kind of fun with this one, it says Knitique on the back
nice.
of every single one in little tiny letters. So in the row counter chains, we have the wood, pink, purple, that one got flipped over, gold, and then the iridescent.
One of each, please.
Right? I mean, one for every project is kind of essential.
Pretty much, yeah. Really good when you're doing travel knitting because you can't always keep your pattern out on your lap, perhaps, to tally mark your rows.
Yeah, it's so much easier than having to also have a row counter out, or also have a sticky note out, or also have your phone out. Like, you can just have your project out. Then, for those who hate counting and want to make life a little easier,
That would be me. I'm going to scoot these over a little bit.
we have 2 different stitch marker sets that are hard to get off on purpose because we put the price tag sticker over the pin. So this is the stitch counter set. This is my favorite for casting on because I will lose count. So they come with a 25, 2 50s, a 75, and 2 100s. So, and they come with both a bulb pin and a ring. Again, the ring fits up to size 10 needles. And then the bulb pin you can use for either, like, you can put it on the needle or you can pin it to your work for crocheters. But this is great for when you're casting on, that you put in 25, after 25 stitches, then 50, then 75, then 100. And if I have to do more than 100, well, more than 125, then what I do is I put them on with the pin, and that way when I get to 125, I just take this one off and put it after the 100. So you would go like, you just put 100 on your needle, then you would put the 25, move the 25, and then put in another 50, and then move the 75, put in another 100, and if you have to keep going, then you unpin this one and bring it over. So it makes it much easier to not end up running out of the markers, and it saves you from having to go back and recount the 400 stitches they're supposed to cast on that ginormously long project.
Bottom up shawl.
Bottom up shawls, outside in shawls.
Blankets on tiny yarn.
Stuff knit long ways. Like I've seen a few scarves that are cast on the length, not the width.
These things are
Stephanie
lifesavers.
said, well, that would have saved me a few days.
Right?
Yes, they save you a lot of time in your counting. And these are also, I don't know if you noticed, they're that beautiful iridescent color. I love when you get it just right and it's just like glowing with the light. So that is what we refer to as the stitch counter set. Then we have one that we refer to as the row counter set. I won't try to get all of them off because they are hard to get off since we put the stickers on and I don't want to rip the stickers. but there are 10 of these. These are all 10s, which is really great for when you're doing, you can use it for casting on or your starting chain in crochet, but they're also good for keeping track of how many rows you've done. So one of the things you can do to make your sweaters fit better is on your swatch, check your row gauge. So if you know you have 5 rows to the inch and you need to knit 10 inches, that's 50 rows. So if every 10 rows, like you're using your row counter chain, you get to 10, you then stick a marker in your fabric. Then when you get to 10 on your row counter chain again, you stick a marker in your fabric. And what that does is that guarantees the length of your garment better than if you knit it to 10 inches and then, oh, by the way, you didn't realize that it grew the equivalent of another 2 inches when you washed it, and now your sweater is 12 inches long and you don't like the length. So counting rows creates a better fit.
And this makes it so you don't have to count as much, because we know how me and numbers are.
Right, because does anybody actually like to count? I mean, let's...
Besides the count?
No, that was painful.
I know.
I'd say we'll edit it in post, but we don't have those skills. And it's a live video. It doesn't work that way. So there are 10 of these so that when you're doing things where you have lots of rows, you have plenty. I just love how shiny they are.
I know, right? I keep going back to the row counter chains because all together and moving around, they're so sparkly.
I'm going to have to make a little more room because we have one more thing.
We are a day full of sparkles today.
Danielle said that was funny. Oh, don't encourage her.
Thank you.
Now she'll be like this all day.
Well, we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you were going to be anyways. So
yeah.
Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Okay, I should have brought out some knitting for these, but we got in more of, we were down to 3 total of these, and we get like, well, what's 7 times 5? 35 of them at a time typically, and we've sold 32 of them in like a week and a half without any advertising. So these are the Knits That Fit kits. So inside you have these fun little cords that don't look like much, but they are magical. There are 3 cords in here. 2 of them are 1 meter long, and one of them, oh good, I grabbed the long one, is 2 meters long. And these are for stitch holders, trying on your sweaters. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the video where Danielle was trying on her pink and orange sweater, but if you put them on these, there's a little less risk of stitches jumping off the end. But to transfer stitches to it, this is the easiest thing ever. It's 10 times faster than any other stitch holder. You take, and this might not be a very good needle for this because the tip is broken off. Let me get a needle that's not broken.
It does come with some directions that she is going to show you.
So it comes with directions, but of course visual is always the best. So you take, and this is essentially a hollow tube. I don't know if it'll show on camera. Like, can we get it to focus on that?
Yep, there it is.
It's a teeny tiny tube. And this, for reference, this is a size 10.5 needle, so not tiny. You just smoosh it on the end of your needle, nice and snug, and then you slide your stitches down onto the cord, and you never pull the cord while you're sliding your stitches down. So obviously this is a double point. It's not going to have very many stitches on it. But if you have a 32-inch circular with 200 stitches on it, that's going to take a minute. So what you do is you push some down, and then I bunch a bunch more up right here. And then you pinch the cord right here and push more back. And then you can push more down and then push more back. Can you get, I may have one on my desk. Okay, let me look because my knitting is in the car. I forgot to bring it in this morning.
Oh my goodness. Oh, my sweater's down in I have a sweater, green bag. I'm actually knitting a sweater, you guys. So there's the little direction card that comes with it. And we have colors. Anna will show you the colors. Oh, she found something back there. Kind of a tongue twister, but it is Knits That Fit kit.
I just have to bring the whole box with me because the yarn's a little tangled
Oh my goodness,
up.
what did you find?
Maybe Everly helped play with it. This is Danielle's Comfort Fade. Look, there's a stray needle. Don't mind the chaos. Okay, so it's a little tangled. That's okay. I'll try not to mess it up, boss lady.
Good thing we know how to fix anything that might happen.
Right? So let me take it off the double point. So her sleeve is actually on hold on a needle, but it's a little more easy to do if it's on a cord because it's flexible. So you just smush that on there nice and snug, and then let's push some up away from the end. So I like to bunch up the stitches nice and close together on the needle, and then you start to slide them down. And then as it starts to bunch up on the cord, I grab the cord right here, push the stitches back as far as they'll go, and then gather up some more. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Starting to get to where it feels like it's going to catch, so I pinch the cord, push the stitches down, scoot, 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 and then pop it off. Now my needle is free. You can slide this down. I shouldn't have used the long one for the sleeve, but you can basically kind of tie the ends. Like I just loop it through twice and just do a loose knot, and then that way it's not going to come out in your bag. You can use the little addie-to-goes and put them on there as a stopper.
We got a whole bunch of those in.
Did we get some
yeah, we
in?
did.
Let me grab one of those too then as a quick aside.
This tool is super useful with this kit.
This is Dream in Color Cosette. So you would take, instead of tying the knot, which I've already tied, but you take this, pinch it together, stick an end in each side. What am I catching on? There we go. And then let go, and then that way
it's spring loaded.
It's secure too. So with the long one, it's enough that you can put the entire sweater on and try it on. With the two shorter cords, it's great for using as a stitch holder so that you can set your sleeves aside, keep going on the body of your sweater. That's why there's two of them, is to make it so that you can do things like two sleeves. And then these come in lots of different colors. So we have the blue, is Terry's sweater. Well, that didn't work. Then we have the aqua here, and after I show you the colors, I'll show you guys putting it back on the needles too. We have the highlighter yellow, which is my favorite. It's nice to get them in different colors because if your yarn happens to match your cord, while you wouldn't think it would be a problem for your stitch holder to match your cord, if you need to double check your stitch count on your sleeves before you go on to the next step on your sweater, and it's the same color, it's going to make it really hard to count your stitches. So it's good to have multiple colors so that you make sure that you don't match your garment. So we have white and purple, red, and one more. Much pink.
I can't do it all in one.
That's a good idea.
There we go.
There.
Now we got it.
Purple's escaping.
It's because it likes me.
It's because it caught on the lid. But nice try.
Lots of pretty colors.
So then I will show you guys how fast and easy it is to put your stitches back on your needles. So I'll take off my security here of my stoppers and untie my loose knot. So I like to get them kind of queued up a little bit first and get them bunched within a few inches of the end of the cord, like that. Just makes it a little faster. Then smoosh, get back on there nice and snug again. And then scrunch them up the rest of the way. So that it's right up against the tip of your needle. And then you just start scooching them back on. And when it starts to get to the point where it's kind of popping out, you just push up a little more. Push. When it starts to bend, just push up a little bit more. And as long as you don't pull the cord, you can get them all back on there very easily.
So much faster than scrap yarn and a tapestry needle.
Well, and even the stitch holders, like so much faster than sitting there and picking them one at a time. Back up with your needle. Like in the time it would take me to pick up 2 stitches, I just shoved like 10 of them back on there. You get them all shoved back on there, pop your cord off, and now you can go back to knitting.
Ta-da!
So in 10 seconds, 60 stitches is back on the needles. Yep, like Melanie said, zoom, and it's done. And then, ooh, we have just enough time for me to grab one more length of something we are bringing to stitches, which is the best way to check your gauge on the face of the earth, because
definitely
squinting is not fun. I love how protected they come. They come in a package, then they come in another little clear package, so nothing's gonna get scratched if you're ordering them and having them shipped. So we'll use Danielle's sweater again as a demo. So I'll do it right side up for you guys. But you obviously would have a washed swatch, not a in-progress sweater that you're checking your gauge on. But this is marked in a 4-inch section, 1-inch segments on this bottom half, 1/2-inch segments on this top half. And so then you take and count your stitches within that. And this is 2 times magnification. So you can totally see that these stitches look bigger than these stitches out here. They're not actually bigger. It's not actually distorting anything as far as gauge goes. It's just making it so your eyes can see it better. So you count each V within the section. So we have 1, 2, 3, I'm counting upside down, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and skosh. So blocked, this is probably 20 stitches in 4 inches. So you can easily see your stitches much better to count your gauge. And the lines help you keep from your eyes getting off. Like, I couldn't count them upside down without the magnifier. Like, it's harder to count them upside down because your brain wants to look at the V's, not upside down V's.
The trick for me with these is I put it on there, get it all set, and then I take a picture And then I can zoom in even more.
And sometimes she just texts the picture to Anna and says, "What's my gauge?"
This is true because me and numbers.
And that is literally the only way you can actually text someone a picture of your swatch and say, "What's my gauge?" is with the gauge ruler. Because trying to tell if the ruler's lined up in a picture is really hard, but the magnifier is very easy to tell. So that is the Easy Peasy Gauge Ruler, which is another must-have accessory that we will have at Stitches and is also available for you guys to order right now.
I can count without a picture, but a picture is a good way to keep a record of your swatch.
Yeah, you can even on your phone you can put notes in of what the gauge was that you got right on the picture, so that way when you're like, you know, and you can save an album in your phone then, it makes it very versatile. Okay, that is all of the amazing accessories that we are bringing to Stitches West 2023. We're not bringing Danielle's sweater.
Probably not.
And then we'll talk about what we are wearing, which I, of course, took mine off, so I will hold it up. This is a crochet shawl called Sunrise's Promise. It would be so luscious out of that cashmere.
For sure.
Or a 7 Series Merino Cloud would give a striping effect similar to this. But this is 400 yards.
That's good usage with crochet. I gotta get
a little sawtooth edge. And this fun little kind of lacy V-stitch pattern. Yeah, 416 yards was the
nice
yardage on this one.
So a V-stitch is going into this chain 1 space.
Yeah, so there's a alternate this way, and then we'll show you what Susan is wearing, but I'll turn it right side up for you guys. So a V-stitch is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and so every row you're working in the chain spaces of the previous row's V-stitch, so it makes it very easy to see what you're doing. And the sawtooth edge is very fast and easy to do. You basically just stop short of the end of the row and turn and go back the other way. That's literally it. And then Susan is wearing...
Wrap it real. The scarf cuff goes with the scarf and not my shirt, but oh well.
Who cares?
You know. Yeah. Cosette, this was DK. I love this pattern.
That one was originally mini skeins, but you don't have to do mini skeins. You can do leftovers. You can do...
one color.
Yeah, you could do it all one color. You could do it 2 or 3 colors.
I think there is written an option of 4 colors. I don't remember.
I feel like there is a note on the pattern about doing not mini skeins.
Narrower. You could make it lighter. Be a great convertible. Ooh. Oh dear.
All right, take the camera before you run away and go cast on.
Because it's a fun pattern.
Yourself a new idea.
I did.
All right, you guys, that is going to be it today. I am going to sign off. We'll start pulling your orders, and we'll get ready for our day. We have a machine knitting class here in about an hour. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.